Folks, I hope that every one of you all has been paying attention. I hope you've been actually prepping and not just watching videos and thinking about prepping and hoping that you can prep later on in the future. Hopefully, you've been able to do something and have been actually being active and actually putting back things and learning skills and getting ready for what is coming, because, in my opinion, it is right here, right now, it is happening. We are seeing so many things right now going on in this country, and it's going to get much, much worse, unfortunately. The economy, the United States economy, the dollar is crashing. It's happening right now. And when all else fails, they take us to war. That's also happening. There's going to be a major war in the Middle East, most likely. I can't guarantee 100%, but it definitely looks like it's going to happen. It looks like everything is pointing towards a major war in the Middle East, and more than likely that will spread out to involve Russia, that will involve China, it's going to involve everybody in World War III. If you look at what happened during the Great Depression, the 1930s, Depression, Third World War, that's what's going to happen now, in my opinion, because they say history repeats itself, and you can see the writing on the wall. I mean, if you look at what's going on right now, you look at what's being said, and just common sense, it's happening. The thing we've been prepping for, the events we've been prepping for years, are happening right now. We have the economy is crashing, the dollar is crashing. We have still yet to open southern border, open northern border, with millions of people flooding in here every single month. We have so many issues right now. We have internal division in the United States. We have this election or selection coming up that's going to cause widespread civil unrest, in my opinion. No matter who wins, no matter who gets appointed, who gets elected, or who gets voted in, how you want to look at it, it's going to be a major issue here in the United States. It's going to cause more division, riots, looting, civil unrest. I mean, everything right now is falling apart. I know you're going to be saying, oh, fearmonger, fearmonger. Well, if you're saying that now, you can kiss my ass, because everything right now is falling apart. If you can't see that, then you are an idiot. The world has so many things going on right now, and the United States is a friggin' mess. And if you're still think this is fear-mongering, then I don't know what to tell you, because you've lost your friggin' mind, apparently, because everything is falling apart. The economy, World War III, the border, civil unrest, division. I mean, it is a mess. And if you can't see that, then I don't know what to tell you. This article here, I translated this from, I think it was in Russian, I think what it was in. German businessman says imminent economic collapse of the United States, and he is correct. The U.S. government is generating $10 billion of new debt every day. The U.S. prints money at the expense of other countries that use the dollar as the reserve currency. The new BRIC financial system will put an end to this global theft and the beast of an inevitable collapse of the United States. We already been in World War III, but it's been an economic war. And now it's going to spread out into a kinetic war starting in the Middle East, most likely. It's happening. The dollar is crashing. It's losing its reserve currency status. The petrodollar is no longer backed by petrol. It's no longer backed by oil. It's no longer backed by Saudi Arabia. The world is dumping the dollar because of the way the United States has printed and weaponized the dollar, and the world is sick of it, so they're dumping the dollar. You couple that with massive debt that we have, both federal debt and personal debt. We have so much debt. I mean, it is obvious what's going to happen. U.S. debt crisis. Interest payments balloon to overtake defense spending. Now third biggest expenditure. So paying the interest on this debt is now one of the third largest United States government expenses. And it's going to soon be to the point that they can't pay the debt. So what will they do? They will print more money. They print to buy themselves out of any situation. And when the interest rates on the national debt surpass the tax revenue, they will print more money, which is another form of taxation. And when they print more money, borrow more money and print more money, they increase their national debt. They also increase inflation, so they have to print more money to pay the interest on the national debt. So they have to pay more and more and more to keep paying the interest, and inflation keeps going up. So you can see that's not a good idea, and you can see what's going to happen very soon, in my opinion. It's happening right now. Donald Trump blames camel face Harris for a global market crash, says we are heading to World War III. So it's not just me saying this. Donald Trump is saying this also. Of course, he has political agenda for saying this, but he is correct. It is crashing. And it isn't just the Biden administration. It isn't all camel face Harris. It is all of them. It's been happening for a long time. Every administration has spent. It's not just been the Biden administration. They added a lot of debt onto the national debt, and they're still adding to the national debt. So did Donald Trump. So did Clinton. So did Obama. So did Bush. So did all of them. They always add more and more debt. And now we have so much debt. We have the BRICS nations getting together to dump the dollar. I mean, it is a perfect combination for economic collapse. Trump reacts to global stock market sell-off. I told you so. U.S. stock market today. Dow falls 1,000 points as recession fears fuel calls for interest rate cuts. Everything right now, guys, is lining up for the economic crash. USDebtClock.org. You can see the numbers just vibrating. There's so much debt. I mean, the numbers just go continuously, constantly. And we get into this war in the Middle East that is fixing to break out, and it goes into World War III, most likely. They're going to be printing more money, more money printing. They're going to put it in overdrive. Print, adding numbers in the computer, and what that's going to amount to is inflation. Your dollar's going to be less, more. We're going to be worth less and less. Inflation is going to go up. Everything's going to go up in price. You look at what's going to happen with the oil prices. I talked about this in my video a couple of days ago. When this war breaks out in the Middle East, the Strait of Hormuz will be bottlenecked or completely shut down, and all the oil shipments from there is not going to get out. So we're going to be paying more at the pump, which means you're going to be paying more for everything. The economy is a mess. I've been telling people this for years, and people have been like, la 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 la. It's not going to happen. We can elect someone else and fix this problem. It's past the point of no return. They haven't tried to manage the spending. They haven't tried to manage the dollar. They haven't been a good steward of the world reserve currency. They've weaponized it, and the world is sick of it. And that's one of the reasons a lot of this is happening. But the United States spend. Give billions to Ukraine. Who gives a shit about Ukraine? I know I don't care about Ukraine at all. Give billions to Israel. Give billions to pretty much everyone around the world. I mean, the United States government don't care about the American people. They don't care about the spending. It's just spend. We can always print more. And that's been their motto for a long time. And it's not just been Biden and Harris, it's been all of them, all the way through. The Democrats and the Republicans both spend. They just try to figure out how they can waste more money. They have no financial responsibility. The United States government is bankrupt. They can't even pay the interest on that debt. And the way they will pay the interest on that debt is to raise taxes and print more money, which is another form of, or print more currency, which is another form of taxation. So that will raise their debt even more. So they'll have to print more money. raising the debt even more, so they have to print more. And then this third World War, and then this third World War is going to break out. More money printing. The economy is gone. It is over. So you better take whatever you have and invest in food. Long-term storage foods, foods from your grocery store, gold, silver, ammunition, spare magazines, firearms, land, farm animals. Build yourself a barn. Anything that holds actual value, you need to get hold of that right now as quickly as possible, in my opinion. This isn't financial advice. This is prepping advice. Common sense advice. The economy is falling apart. I mean, just look at this national debt. $35 trillion. And the government right now is adding over $1 trillion to the national debt. $1 trillion. Not a million, not a billion, but $1 trillion every 3 months, I think that it was. And that will definitely increase when this war, World War III in the Middle East, they're most likely going to a third world war, the spending is going to increase. And this is the best case scenario, that we're just going into a war and economic collapse, dollar collapse. What if this all blows up into a nuclear war, which it definitely could? When you're dealing with nuclear powers, I mean, the possibility is definitely there. Russia can strike the United States anywhere it wants at any time. The United States can strike Russia. We have Israel has nuclear weapons. They can strike Iran. Iran has nuclear weapons. They can strike Israel. If you are still doing nothing and think this is fear-mongering, then you're too far gone to help, in my opinion. I mean, everything right now is right here. We have the economy. We have the world dumping the dollar. We have open borders with millions coming through. We have World War III. We have full division on multiple levels here in the United States. We have civil unrest that's coming after this election, no matter which way it goes. You better get prepared. You better get your fingers out of your ears, get off your ass, and do something, because everything is falling apart. I hate to make videos like this because it might come off as rude to some people, but I'm trying to help people. I'm trying to get a fire built under your feet to get you moving to do something. I have tried so hard over the years to get people to get more prepared. No one's completely ready for what's coming. I don't think anyone is completely ready. Everyone's going to suffer. Unless you've been extremely wealthy and you have done a whole lot to get prepared, you're going to suffer. I think everyone is going to suffer most likely, because of the way everything is, and so many different factors to contribute to that suffering. I mean, you might be one of these people who could have spent billions, like, say, Mark Zuckerberg, and built a big mega bunker with everything you need, and you might not suffer. But most people, even preppers, have been prepping for years, are going to suffer. However, if you haven't prepped at all, you're going to suffer a whole lot more. I don't know what else to tell you guys. I really don't. It is a mess. It really is. Everything is coming together for the perfect storm of misery here in the United States, and actually around the world. So get to it, get moving, do something, do whatever you can right now. If you like the video, which most people shouldn't like the video, if you like the information, if you like what I'm trying to do here, then give the video a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe. I really appreciate it. Thanks for watching in the Creekmore Matter, and I'll see you all in the next video, hopefully.